This is life orientation. And for most of you, this on your timetable means free period. In this period, we play games, we sing, we play football, and julle. Sorry, I meant we socialize and make friends. Kodwa-ke, let's be honest, we have all been told that passing life orientations requires just general knowledge. Well, I'm here to tell you that that is an absolute lie, and that there's a lot of studying that goes into this. You can't just think you'll get to an LO exam in grade 12 and just simply wing it. There's a framework, there's a structure when it comes to answering these questions, sort of like a gimmick or a cheat code. And that, my friends, is today's video. Before we go too far, let's face it that life orientations is a boring subject. And to be honest, I don't blame you for not taking it seriously. But what if I told you that the life orientation exam, if you're in grade 12, that you're writing in the first week of September, is actually the last LO exam that you're writing in your entire life?
Nice.
This year, which is the year 2024, the life orientations exam will actually be written on the 2nd of September, and it is written on your prelim timetable as a CAT, which is, I think, Common Assessment Task or something like that. So that's the exam that you're writing on the first week of September every single year. And this year, 2024, it's on the 2nd of September. And when you in Gauteng write it, or you in Free State write it, every single learner that is in matric in the entire country will be writing it pretty much at the same time, and you'll be writing the exact same question paper. And obviously, in this family with KOKETSO, we want to make sure that you do your best academically, you maximize your points, and you get that LO distinction. So let's get into this video. Thank you to HIX Bypass for sponsoring this part of the video. Ladies and gentlemen, this is AI Detectors Resolved. Meet HIX Bypass, a cutting-edge tool designed to help you navigate the increasingly complex landscape of AI detectors. In today's age, AI-powered detection systems are becoming more prevalent, often restricting access to certain content or services. Now let me show you how it works. Firstly, I went onto ChatGPT and I looked for tips on how to overcome procrastination. ChatGPT then generates for me a little cute paragraph for me to copy, which we know that it is AI generated because I'm making it using ChatGPT. And I copy this paragraph into HIX Bypass because HIX Bypass has its own AI detection tool, which checks the text across all AI programs. And now we can see that it is AI generated. HIX Bypass has detected the tool to be made by AI. Now, for the sake of credibility, I'll copy the same text, which we just seen is AI detected, and copy it into CopyLeaks in order to check whether it is AI generated or not. CopyLeaks is another AI detection tool, which can also help us determine whether the input is AI or human written. Now, it will detect it and compare it on many different AI detection platforms, and it shows that the content is 100% AI written. Although this is a problem, do not fear, for I have arrived, because that is where HIX Bypass comes in. With HIX Bypass, you can take the text that is AI written and you will humanize it, which will then change it and give you an output that is human written. HIX Bypass has its own AI detectors that make sure that the input that they're giving you is human written. And as you can see from the result, after it is loaded, you can see that the AI detection probability finds that the output seems to be 100% human written content, checking the results from all different types of AI detection tools. But it's very important to make sure that the text is AI free, even using many other detectors, and that's why I'm using originality to detect the originality, no pun intended. Now you copy the text into originality, paste it, and then you will check whether it is human written or AI. And you can see that it is 97% likely original and written by human. This means that the output you got from HIX Bypass is human written and has 0% plagiarism. HIX Bypass is an unrivaled bypassing technology, and the innovative solution empowers users to bypass AI detectors, unlocking unrestricted access to the online world. With HIX Bypass, you can browse, share, and engage with content without the fear of being detected or restricted, because this tool is user-friendly, it's efficient, and it's incredibly reliable, ensuring a seamless experience by leveraging HIX Bypass. Try HIX Bypass by clicking on the link in the description box down below, and let's get back into the video.
Oh, first of all, to put into context so that you know that the person you're listening to for advice for this LO is someone credible. My name is KOKETSO. For those that are viewing this video for the first time, please do subscribe to my channel. My name is KOKETSO, and I am a first-year medical student at the University of Free State, who in my matric year, I don't know what my LO average throughout the year was, but in my first term, it was 81, second term, it was 98, the third term, it was 94, and then at the end of the year, it was 91%. So I think you can trust me. So what I'm saying is the structure of this video will be, I'll firstly start, so it'll be in 3 parts. There'll be the resources, the exam guideline, and put into practice the past examination papers. 1, resources. I will show you the exam guideline, past papers. And then 2, which is the exam guideline, we use the same exam guideline as the one that is used in 2021. So I'll show you the format of the exam, I'll show you the outline of the exam, the cognitive levels, the taxonomy of thinking that is required for the exam, the mark allocation and breakdown, the content and the topics that you should know. And then for part 3, I'll show you a look into past papers, the app that I use for past papers, and how exactly to execute answering the questions in an exam setting. For the resources, there are basically 2 resources that you'll need. The first and the most important is an exam guideline, and the second is past papers. With past papers, you know that you do need past papers, so I won't delve too much into that. But with the exam guideline, I have downloaded the exam guideline, and I'll put the link to downloading the exam guideline on my description to make the job easy for you. So go to the description of this video right now to get that exam guideline link, and then follow through with me as I speak in this entire video. And now for the format of the examination. So when you go into the exam guideline, it's written Life Orientations, Exam Guideline, Grade 12, 2021. And this exam guideline consists of 12 pages, and then yes. So we're going to go now to page number 4, which is basically 2.1, which is written the format of external common assessment task. And what that does, this entire page, it outlines exactly how the structure of the question paper will be, and basically how much marks it counts and all of that. So yeah, and what it says here is the most important part, which I want to highlight to you, which I'm talking about now, is that section A and B are compulsory. Section A consists of 3 or more different types of questions that are requiring short responses. So basically choose between column A and B, multiple choice A, B, C, D, fill in the missing words. So all those short answer questions. And then section B consists of 20 marks, 2 20-mark questions to which learners must provide direct responses. And that is a question where they do not necessarily ask you to, okay, I can't think of the opposite, but it's a question where they ask you to describe something. They ask you, why did this happen? How does this happen? Illustrate why, substantiate why. So it's a question with a question word, not a thing of discuss the basic what. You know, it's a very direct question as they're saying it here. And section C consists of 3 20-mark questions, of which learners must answer 2 questions. So what this means is section A and B, compulsory. Section B, 2 20-mark questions where you must provide direct responses. And then section C has 3 20-mark questions, but you only choose 2 of those 20-mark questions. And basically what the next page shows you, which is 2.2 of page 5, it shows basically the outline of the entire life orientations paper. It shows section A is 20 marks, section B is 40 marks, and section C is 40 marks. And what I've been saying is actually on the top column of this page, it says that all questions are compulsory. And yeah, for section A and B. And then for section C, you're supposed to choose 2 questions out of the 3 that are provided. And you will read all of this, which basically gets you knowing what to expect in the exam itself, right? And then in 2.3 of this exam guideline, it speaks about the cognitive levels, which is basically what it says is this here. Not the entire question paper should be difficult and not the entire question paper should be easy. So 30% of the question paper will have level 1 or 2 thinking orders. That means it's something that they say perhaps, what is bullying? You should be able to know what bullying is. It's something that should be very easy to think about. And then the other 30%, which is said to be higher order, level 5 or 6, that is where they say illustrate the effects of bullying on both genders in an ecosystem, something like that, something that needs you to think, something that needs you to think. So that's basically what this taxonomy or cognitive levels is, which you need to know and understand. Not necessarily, but yeah, just putting it out there because why not? And basically what the next page of this exam guideline, page number 7, says in 2.4, it says, okay, it basically shows a table that illustrates these orders as I said them. There's the lower order, middle order, and higher order in the levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 respectively. And what that is as they're saying here, level 1, knowledge. You need to know something. You need to know what bullying is. You need to know what a student is. So when they say describe a relationship between a student and a teacher, you're supposed to know. You know it's a professional relationship, or a teacher, I don't know. Y'all don't have professional relationships with teachers nowadays. But yes, so basically that's what 2.4, the taxonomy of thinking skills, is. You need to be able to comprehend, apply, analyze, evaluate, create, and synthesize. So yeah, you can read that as well if you really want to see it, but it's for interest's sake that I'm saying it. But yes. And now for what is, I think, the most important part of this video, in a sense, yeah, the mark allocation. As they say, it is important to study the mark allocation in brackets before answering a question in order to determine how the marks will be applied. It's very important to know how many marks, like when a question says 3 times 2, you need to know that when they say 3 times 2, what do they mean? How do they want their marks to be answered? How are you going to get those marks? How are you going to gain those marks? And what that is basically what we're going to look at now and look into. And yeah, so when I'm looking here, as I scroll down, it says breakdown of mark allocation. So when you see 2 times 1 or 3 times 2, the first number in that thing, first number is the restrictive number indicating the total number of facts. We'll look at examples for that. The second says where it's a 1 times 2, 2 times 3 with the last number. The second number indicates the mark with regard to the depth of scope or the answer of the answer provided. So what that means is if they say 2 times 3, they say 2 points, but in those 2 points respectively, you give 3 things about the first point, 3 things about the other one, which we'll look into. We will explain that to make sure that it makes a lot of sense, but that's what they mean basically. It says 1 plus 2. What that means is within that one question, you have to give 2 answers or 2 instructions. What that means is when they say explain, or maybe what is the name of the character in the picture and how old are they? That's that 1 plus 2. So it means you give us that 1, but we're looking for 2. It doesn't mean we're going to give you 3 marks, but I'm sure it makes sense. But yes, exactly what I'm trying to say. And now to what I feel is a very important part of this question paper, which many people do tend to lose a lot of marks. Questions that say 2 times 3, 2 times 4, and 1 times 4. Now, let's explain this quite well. When it says 2 times 3, I mean, I'm reading what's here, but yes, I'll explain it and apply it later for you to really understand exactly what I'm saying. But the mark allocation indicates that the first mark is for the fact, second mark for the qualifier, third mark for the result. Now, let me create a question in my head. Explain what the effect of abuse is on, the health effects of abuse. So, the effect, the effect, the health effects. My fact is, it has negative effects, like abuse or gender-based violence is what that hurts people in a mental way, and it has mental health problems. That's the fact. The qualifier, it makes people start to be like this. It can cause someone to be depressed, anxious, and what. The result, hence resulting in hospitalization, stress in the healthcare industry, and all of that. I'll make more applications about this when I start with the application part of this video, but I'm hoping that part made sense. Well, the 1 times 4 now, it's when you're critically discussing something. First mark is a fact, second mark you're elaborating or building up to that fact. And then the third, you're qualifying the fact and your elaboration. And the fourth one is a result or an outcome. So there you'd be saying the fact is that gender-based violence has an effect. It has an effect, a negative effect on women or on victims. And then the elaboration or the explanation, you start by saying someone who has been hurt or been abused can have PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. It can result in them being like this and all that and all that. And then the qualifier, you can say it has been seen in a number of women who and victims who, after being abused, they are not the same people, they do this, they do that. And then the result or the outcome, hence resulting in them being like this, hence resulting in this. I will actually show you, I'll show the memorandums at the end of this video for us to actually understand and see what I'm saying. And now for the next one, I like how they actually created a question for me, so that's good. But yes, so they're 2 times 4. As an example, the question is evaluate or critically discuss the implication of free, in which should include the positive, okay, negative effect. Yes. Okay, so yeah, now when they say evaluate, an evaluation that includes positive and negative, they say evaluate the effect or the impact of playing football on a student. Football is a sport that is what, and it can have negative effects on a student. That's your fact. You qualify it. One can focus more on playing football and play football instead of studying, hence resulting in them being academically unsuccessful. That's your second point. The third point is, although football has its negative impact, it also has its positive parts of it. A student who plays football will start to get mentally free, they'll be relaxed and this and this and that. So that's what I'm saying. With one where they say evaluate, something that has 2 chances, when they say the impact of something, the effect of something, the positive and negative whatsoever. When they say evaluate, they say take 2 things, show the value of them both, and then you can decide at the end which one you choose. So when you evaluate, you are weighing out 2 things. That is what the word means. Evaluate. You basically look at 2 sides of the story and then supplement or substantiate both of them. So yeah. But now another important part of this question paper, which is the most important actually, the content and the context guideline, which actually shows the overview of topics which you're supposed to know. I mean, they should be given to you at school in the ATP, the annual teaching plan, but these are the topics and the subtopics of the content that you need to know per term. So they can ask you about the development of the self in the society, that is life skills, stress management, conflict resolution, action plan for lifelong participation, human factors, things like democracy, responsible citizenship, study skills, reflection on your own. So basically what this means is all of these things that you're seeing here, you're supposed to be well versed in some way in all of these topics. They can ask you in a question, perhaps, what is a responsible citizenship in your own words? You can't say LO is difficult. They literally told you in the exam guideline, you're supposed to know in number 3, democracy and human rights, responsible citizenship. So that's what I'm saying. You understanding and seeing the topics that you need to know will help you in applying this. For example, I think the example we're going to look at is number 4, careers and career choices. We can see here core element of a job contract. We will look into that and yeah, this topic specifically, but yes. So those are the things that you're supposed to know, the topics that you are supposed to know about. And then the resources, which are here, it counts the textbook, it counts past papers and yeah, things like that. But yes. And also below in number 7 is a breakdown of the marking guidelines. So basically them telling you exactly how they mark. For example, a tick equals 1 mark, marks for subsections, the marker should read the question carefully and underline the. So it's things that are not for you. If utandezi into papa, you can do that. But it's for a marker to know how their marking process is going to go. But yeah. And now for the next part of the video, which is, I think, the part you've been waiting for, applying these questions for life orientations in an exam. So you'll see that actually this application I've already downloaded it, but I go to my app store. I had this phone, this app rather, on my phone, which was a Samsung A20 when I was in matric. I had it there and I had it also in a tablet that I was using back then. So we'll look for the app. So basically you see that if you type past papers SA, past papers matric, you will see so many applications that give you past papers. Oh, even Kevin has a past, oh, shout out to him. But yes, so here, this is the app that I'm using, past papers SA NSC matric, and I've already downloaded it, so I'll just open it from here. Fetching offline data, because it's for people like me who do not have data. I'm just using the res Wi-Fi, but that's not the point. And at this point, everything should be pretty basic. Go to grade 12, and then look for life orientations. And you'll notice also that they have actually past papers for every single subject in every single language. For example, I used to take my physical science past papers. Where is physics? I'm lazy to look for physics. Let me use religion studies, which is a subject I used to do. They have past papers from 2023. They have paper 1, paper 2. They have the May, they have the June, which are the supplementaries. They have November, final exams, and they have them in English. They have in Afrikaans. All these years are these physics. I can see it. So even in physics, 2023, 2024, 2021, 2020, all these years, I think Pella 2011. So this is the app that you can utilize when you want your past papers. So let's go for life orientations, because that's what we're all here for. So with life orientations, I want us to use the 2022 September exam, which is English. So as I said, it'll all be, the final exam will always be on the first week of September. So this is 2022. Was I in 20? Yes, I was in 2022. I hope I passed this, but yes. So the first question I want us to look at is perhaps question 2.4, maybe. Let's look at question, I guess look at question 2.1 first to apply that. Remember we said with question, with a mark that says 1.2, you're supposed to give 1 point, but you give it by parts, like by 2 parts. So here, define the term job contract. Let's see what the answer says. Question 2.1. Oh, and also this app has memorandum, so you don't have to download them. You just go to your right in this memo. So 2.1, define the term job contract. It may refer to the written agreement between an employer and the worker, 1, that offers clear guidelines and expectations of the job, 2 marks. So it shows you exactly how you're supposed to answer these things. And it even says, marks should be awarded as follows: 2 marks for a well-explained response. And now the next question I'd like us to look at is question 2.6, which says, examine why it is important for a worker to review a job contract in each answer. Also indicate how reviewing it may benefit the worker. Okay, first of all, I want to highlight how I've already told you that this is the thing that we're going to look into, the concept of a job contract, and we saw it in the exam guideline, as you've seen, I think, a few minutes ago. So examine why it is important for a worker to review a job contract. That's the first thing. In each answer, indicate how reviewing it may benefit the worker. That's 2. So 2 points times 3. 2 things, and you write points about them thrice. I think it's 2.6 if I'm not mistaken. So yes, examine why it is important for a worker to, okay. So possible answers could be, as I said, 3 marks each for a well-explained response. As we said with answering a question that is a 1 times 3, you may realize that your job description has changed or you've gained new skills. That's 1. And you're not being compensated accordingly. 2, which may enable you to, so this which may is actually the effect. So it's basically the cause and the effect. Cause and effect. That's what's happening here with 3 marks. Let's look at the next thing to show that it's actually a cause and effect thing. The working conditions of the worker may need to improve, since it may not be in accordance with the what. And if the workers will ensure that these amendments are effective in their contracts, they may be legally entitled to be more conducive. So what they're saying is, if you fix this, it will result in this. So it's a cause and effect. So if all else fails, think about it in this system that I'm saying, cause and effect. The employer may have to amend the job contracts to do this. That's the first thing. So it will be important for the this, and this would then ensure that their demands are met or are being correctly effected. So it's cause, effect. And now for section C of your exam, which is actually the section where you only answer 2 questions in this section, as they said. And your response must consist of paragraphs. It's even in bold. Please, if you write it in point form, you will not get this. Marks will only be allocated for responses written in full sentences. So write paragraphs on entrepreneurship and e-businesses. State for, okay, should I use this? Like, let me use this as an example. Entrepreneurship, which topic do I understand properly? Okay, let's use this one here. Collaboration as a conflict resolution skill. Collaboration as a conflict resolution skill. Okay, makes sense. So state 4 reasons why it is important to consider non-verbal communication within a team. This 4 times 1 means you give us 4 points. That's it. State 4 reasons. They even said 4 reasons. The reason why it is important to consider non-verbal communication is, One, it helps us to diffuse the situation. Two, it helps to do this and that and that. But let's look at the question. It's question number 5. It says here that, okay, it could show how a person is really perceiving information, give you a better understanding, show how a person really feeling, prevent a breakdown in communication, help to be aware of certain gestures. So what you're doing is you are listing things, reinforce the conversation, solve the issue better, all of that. So they literally asked you, give me 4 reasons why. It's a 4 times 1 thing. You can literally see they're asking for 4 things once. No need to explain it would cause this, which would result. No. Just 4 times 1. Bafuni is busy 4 once, each of them. And the next question that I want us to look at is the one that says, analyze how working from home in this new digital era may affect how you collaborate on your process on a group project. And the next one says, evaluate the importance. So notice how in the previous part of this video, in a few minutes ago, I said when it says evaluate, I even did this. You look at the one side, you look at the other side. So analyze, evaluate. You look at both sides of the story in a sense. Let's look at what the memorandum says. So from the breakdown that we looked at of the marks, with a 2 times 4, it says you give 1 fact, substantiate it, give the other fact and substantiating it. Why? It's because you're evaluating the 2 facts. Let's look at question 5 and what question 5 says. Question 5 says here to me that, I'm lying, it's not saying anything, I can't even see it yet. It's here. Yes. So question 5, this question here that says analyze how, okay, note to teacher. To be awarded the 4 full marks, candidates might give a statement, elaborate on that statement, qualify, and give an outcome. So there's that breakdown that we looked at here, which shows that for 2 times 4 or 1 times 4, give a fact, elaborate, qualify, and give an outcome. So that is basically what they're looking for here. And with this 4 marks of analyzing, what you're doing is you're giving an overview, an overall view. So it says here, to be able to work anywhere from home, which may still allow you to participate in a group project, ensures that you meet the time frames for different activities and still be able to complete your tasks within the stipulated time. So the statement, being able to work anywhere from home, that's the first thing, allows you to participate in a group project. That is you explaining what that helps you to do. You elaborate on it and then qualifying it. Why are you saying it's going to help you? It ensures that you meet the time frames to have the different activities, and then you give an outcome. Then how's that going to help us? It will allow you to complete your task within this stipulated time. So when it says analyze, you know that this is what you're doing. You write down 4 marks. When it's analyze, it says 2 times 4. You know that you're going to speak about 2 points, and in each of them you give a statement, elaboration, you qualify the statement, and then you bring forth the outcome. And the next thing here that I want us to look at is the next question immediately above it, which says, evaluate the importance of delegating as a collaborative skill in teamwork. Remember that when you answer these questions in section C, you answer in paragraph form, because if you give them in point form, you will not get the marks. But yes, I think you've heard that now. So the note to the teacher, to be awarded the 4 full marks, Kenya must give a statement, qualify it, give another statement, and qualify it. Now this is exactly what I've been saying when it comes to evaluating. And what that is exactly what I've been speaking about here, the 2 times 4. 1 mark for the fact, another for the qualifier of the fact, another mark for another fact, and another mark for qualifying that fact as well. And now what that is basically, okay, if we look at the answer now. And now if we look at the answer to this in this principle of giving a fact, qualifying it, a fact, and qualifying it again. So it is a 2 times 4, as I said. So you give 2 points that you're going to be discussing in this form. First of all, provides advantage, or delegating provides advantages to both the leader and the rest of the team. That's your fact. In that, it helps to manage the workload within the group. That's you supporting your fact. However, if delegating is not done effectively, that is the negative side. Work may be distributed to people that are not most suited to complete the task. Notice how I spoke about this, saying that when you evaluate, you give the positive, the negative. The positive, tell us why. Negative, you tell us why. So that's what you're doing when you are evaluating. So think about evaluate, man. I'm just going to put evaluate on top of my head so that you think about it in an exam. So let's look at perhaps the second answer maybe. It improves the team members' level of competency. That's your statement, but why? It allows them to gain new skills and apply new information gained in the process. Oh, okay. But on the other hand, if the existing abilities of the team are not utilized efficiently, it would cause them to feel incapable or significantly contributing to the task at hand. Notice how they say, on the other hand. Notice how they say, however. Notice how they say, however again. So that is you basically giving the negative and the positive, but because you're writing in paragraph form, you can't write it in a separate line. But you have to write it in paragraph form. You chop down, you continue, something just like that. So I'm hoping that this makes a lot of sense, and I hope that this helps someone out there. But yes. So yeah, basically this covers the most important aspects of a life orientations exam that I think you need to know. Also remember that the life orientations exam guideline is the most important tool that you can use in this, and then past papers. And I will have the life orientations exam guideline link on the description of this video, and I will have the past papers app. If you just go back to the part of the video where I was showing you how to download the app and which app I use for past papers, and then you look there, you find the app, download it, and you bring back that life orientations distinction. And so thank you for watching this video. Thank you, and thank you to HIX Bypass for sponsoring this video. And I hope that this video helped at least one person. If I can get just one person to say that this video helped them, it'll be an incredible thing. Don't forget to share this video to all your friends, everyone that you know that does the subject, and everyone does it, but yes, everyone that you know will need this this type of content, because I'm trying to make sure that I fix the country and we get good marks. But yes, otherwise, if you watched to this point of the video, I want you to just comment down below the number 77, and I'll see that you got to this part of the video. But yes, this has been Koketso, and thank you for watching this video, and peace.